Hello, hi everybody. Welcome to this little talk about career in FinTech, how to get prepared. I'd like to provide you with a very brief overview of what FinTech is about and how you can get prepared by enrolling into our program with the Chinese University of Hong Kong. Okay, so let's have a quick look at what FinTech is about, right? By definition, FinTech is the combination of finance and technology. And in a way, it's actually using technology innovation to revolutionize the traditional financial service sector in the areas of payment, lending, borrowing, investment, insurance called InsurTech, risk called RiskTech, regulatory technology called RegTech. And it's a really fast-growing industry with a lot of money poured into the development of FinTech ventures. As you can see, this chart is showing us a big jump in the investment into firms that are engaged in FinTech initiatives. Right? So to give you a background, in fact, what do we mean by the underlying technology that has got impact to our business? So broadly saying that we can see that artificial intelligence, blockchain, digital identity, biometric verification, SaaS, cloud, open API, SaaS is software as a service, cloud, open API initiative that has matured in the recent years, and a big emphasis on data science. So the impact of AI definitely is to augment the work of human, right? In fact, I don't think we can say that it replaces. In some situation, it may be able to replace routine jobs, but in fact, for higher end jobs, it's actually supporting the particular job holder in doing the job with information provided by AI. And then blockchain is a different infrastructure layer that allows a very unchangeable nature of the data. So that's why it can be used to create an unchangeable record of an asset, which is what we call digital asset. And then identity for individual can also be verified through digital identity and biometric, meaning your fingerprints, your iris scan, and other things that are held in your body to identify your uniqueness of yourself. Right? And then cloud technology is moving from heavy investment in data centers to really use of a separately managed set of technology and hardware and software that are professionally managed. And the individual company or individual using cloud technology doesn't need to worry about the complexity of maintaining the hardware, right? And it can also allow what we call scalability and elasticity, meaning that when I need more computing power, the cloud service provider will be able to provide that additional computing power without having to make upfront investment. Okay, so the statement at the bottom of this slide is saying that the first industrial revolution, of course, is the steam engine, right? Now the second one is electrical power that allow mass production to happen. And the third one is the use of electronics and information technology, IT, to automate a lot of repetitive work. And now we are seeing the fourth industrial revolution is using the digital revolution as a means of driving a lot of changes that we are now seeing. Right? So it is a fusion of technology, as we saw it here, blurring the line between physical, digital, and biological spheres. So when we talk about FinTech, we have to actually look at banking, right? Banking is the main entities that are using FinTech to drive the business. So If you look at the banking industry, right, the first innovation we can say is in 1955, where the credit card is being used to allow people to purchase using credit. And the next technological innovation is the introduction of the cash machine in 1967. It allows cash to be dispensed automatically from the machine. As you all know now, right? The ATM allows that to happen. And then another couple of years later, we have 1973 SWIFT payment network was established. SWIFT payment is interbank and intercountry payment that allows the movement of money to facilitate trade. And then we see a lot of deregulation happening in the US and in the Europe, right? In 1994, we see the expansion of internet banking from originally used in academic circles to using internet banking or the internet commercially, and therefore introducing internet banking. 1999 and year 2000, we see that the mobile web banking is introduced, mobile banking, and then we have person-to-person payment in 2002, P2P. Myself was with HSBC for many years, and I was actually part of the first introduction of internet banking and also mobile banking around the year 2000. Okay. So then, year 2009, we have Bitcoin, what we call cryptocurrency, introduced, and then the use of biometrics to authenticate customers, and then 2017 is the official use of the word FinTech, and that categorizes a lot of new startups that are engaging in such use of technology. Now, so how is it relevant to Hong Kong, right? I have to maybe introduce you to the main regulator of banking and financial services in Hong Kong is the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, HKMA. Now, HKMA introduced the smart banking in Hong Kong, 7 major initiatives. Faster payment system, which was introduced late 2018. And that actually give a very effective real-time, no-fee transfer between your accounts in different banks. So faster payment allow us to do that immediate money transfer, right? And then we have the second point here is FinTech Supervisory Sandbox. And that is an arrangement by HKMA to allow new technology, new services to be introduced through a sandbox arrangement. And that lower the complexity in approving initiative by limiting the amount of change to the banking system, and also the number of pilot customers is reduced to a level that can be managed. So it's in a sandbox environment. So we are able to introduce new services through this setup. And the third one is Banking Make Easy initiative. That is actually to ensure that we can do a lot of things through our mobile banking and internet banking without having to go to the branch, and cut off some of the manual steps that are now still in place in banking. And the next point is more effort are put in to create the talent pool in Hong Kong for FinTech, enhanced research and talent development. So the HKMA introduced an internship program to accelerate the growth of the FinTech talent. And then we have closer cross-border collaboration. We have remote account opening between Hong Kong and the Greater Bay Area. That is being done by the banks to enable customers to use the same account to transact between the GBA. And then Open API is an initiative that is actually originated in the UK, where they call open banking. And in Hong Kong, we call it open API because we feel that this is more than just banking. It's actually providing a lot of social related API. Let's say the airport flight schedule is also an API that is publicly available for companies or service providers to acquire those information. The last, but not the least, is the seventh initiative called the virtual banking, which is quite a major change introduced to the Hong Kong financial service environment. It's allow a number of banks to operate that are purely digital and without branches, right? These are called virtual banks. So some example of how some of the payment initiative are being used. You can see that we have mobile banking with Apple Pay. You can pay using your Apple Watch or using your mobile phone. And we have QR code-based payment, WeChat Pay, Alipay. So a lot of this are through identification using biometrics. And in the case of mobile payment, you can use your thumbprint to enable the payment. And of course, a lot of us know about Octopus, using Octopus, and use near-field communication. That is contactless payment. Apple Pay is also one type of NFC contactless payment. And sometimes it will send you a one-time password to ensure that you are the one that you claim to be. Right? I mentioned a bit about faster payment, FPS. So FPS is allowing interpersonal money transfer, irrespective of which bank the account is being held, right? So that's why it's 24/7 real time. You don't need to go to the branch to transfer money. You don't need to write a check, and it's allowing this kind of money transfer not just between bank accounts, but also the store value facility (SVF), which are the e-wallet facility, right? So think of it as like the Octopus, that you can store money into your Octopus card. They are e-wallet service provider that allow us to do that, right? And the characteristic of FPS, particularly, is the only one I think in the world that allow multi-currency transfer, Hong Kong dollar and renminbi. And then you can identify your recipient by mobile phone number or email address, and your friend that is receiving the money doesn't need to give you the account number. And I think that is a very convenient way of doing it. Okay, so this is FPS. And then the other one that we talk about is lending, that the growth of mobile and internet banking allows a lot of this thing to be done over the internet, and also allow people to lower the level of lending. Small amount lending can be done just between the borrower and the lender through a platform that we call a P2P platform. And so this P2P platform allow people to have money that are ready to lend to others, and also allow people who have the need to borrow money. So then the platform will link these two groups of people together and allow them to match up their needs in terms of the level of credit worthiness, the risk that the lender is willing to take, and then the interest rate that's being charged for the money being lended, right? Okay, so again, this is a very new way of doing it, and it's still evolving, need to mature, and there are some frauds that happened before, but this is at the introduction initial stage, then there's bound to happen. So, but the industry is now trying to mature this so that the risk is being kept to minimum. The other one is using AI technology and machine learning to do portfolio management and advise an investor what to do with their portfolio of shares, bonds, and other investment instruments. Right? So there are the use of robo-advisor. And then the other one that we mentioned is that there were 8 licenses granted by the Hong Kong Monetary Authority to have virtual banks in Hong Kong. And these are the lists of virtual banks. They're mostly traditional banks, joint venture with another company. So you can see Livy Bank is a bank of China with JD.com and Jardines. SC Digital Solutions is Standard Chartered Bank, PCW, and Hong Kong Telephone, and Ctrip. And then Zhong'an Bank, BLAB, and SMG Services, which is Alibaba. Infinite is Tencent, and Insight is Xiaomi and AMTD. And then Ping On One Connect. So these are all technology company teaming up with either banks or other financial related service providers to become a virtual bank. So if you want to really look at the situation in Hong Kong, we are seeing a lot of new fintech startups and major e-commerce and technology firms being set up. And you can see that they offer financial services in a more flexible manner. And so that we allow people to have more access to financial services. And this is what we call the fintech ecosystem in Hong Kong. You can see that there are a number of sectors like money transfer, payment, mobile wallet, and then there are associations that facilitate the development of fintech in Hong Kong, right? Including the Hong Kong Monetary Authorities here, and you have Cyberport and Hong Kong Science and Technology Park, which are also promoting the fintech startup situation in Hong Kong. So you can see, hopefully, just what I just showed you is that this definitely is a major change to the way we conduct our finance. And that's why we need more people to be engaged in this area in order to understand and analyze the social benefit, and particularly the risk associated with the use of technology in the providing financial services. And so we need to meet the challenges and opportunity by getting more talents trained in the area of fintech. And so I want to introduce you to the program at the Chinese University of Hong Kong. We have the Bachelor of Engineering program in Financial Technology introduced in 2018. And it's the first of its kind in Hong Kong. And at the moment, we have our 3rd-year students in this particular academic year. And then they're entering into the 4th year, which is the graduating year in year 2020, September year 2020. The objective is to educate students with the essential knowledge and capability to apply technological innovation to financial services, and to really grow our talent pool and develop leaders and entrepreneurship for the next generation of our talents. So we expect our graduates to be technologically sound and also have a good sense of business. And the courses we offer brings the state-of-the-art development to our undergraduate education, and we enhance the training in several areas, particularly on IT infrastructure, the use of data, optimization in the area of operation research, and computer languages, so that our graduate is able to develop and design systems. And the program features a very strong collaboration among our engineering faculty with other faculty within the university, like the Faculty of Business, Law School, and Social Sciences. And these are some of the courses offered by these other faculties, in addition to what we offer within engineering. Right. So you can see there are business courses, there are also law and social sciences courses. And we have also organized internship and overseas exchange to allow students to actually feel what it's like in the practical world in the business. Our year one student actually joined the Hong Kong Monetary Authority and Zhong On Insurance as interns, and some more actually joining other banks to be interns. So this is a program, as I mentioned earlier, there's a financial career, a FinTech career acceleration program offered by Hong Kong Monetary Authority in conjunction with the Applied Science and Technology Research Institute, S3. And 9 local universities and 11 banks have launched this program to allow students to spend between 6 months to 12 months in a banking organization. And our faculty also allow students to take a 1-year internship placement from within the program. In terms of the academic staff in the university, we're professors with a lot of research expertise and teaching experience in the area of operation research, machine learning, big data analytics, FinTech, and finance and economic and law. And we also have got industry expertise. In fact, this is myself. I have been with HSBC for many years, 26 years, and as a CIO, Chief Information Officer for retail banking and wealth management, both in Canada and in Hong Kong. So I'm actually teaching the financial infrastructure course so that students will have a good understanding of what it's like to have systems developed in a bank. Okay. And we do have a multinational environment. As you know, we have students, local and non-local, and for non-local students, they came from many different countries in the region. And so we believe Hong Kong has a suitable environment to grow our FinTech business. And we actually are number 5 among the top 5 FinTech hubs, according to Deloitte. And the government is putting a lot of resources, investment, to make Hong Kong into a FinTech hub. And this is supported by the recent budget speech as well. So the career aspect for our prospects for our graduates will definitely be in financial services, as well as some technology firms that needs our graduates to engage into either the finance area or the technology area, right? And we believe that there are areas like insurance, asset management, internet finance, banking, both in the retail and investment banking area, and some of the government regulated agencies like Hong Kong MA, Securities and Futures Commission, and Insurance Authority. And of course, there are a lot of startups, technology firms that are creating new solutions of a more innovative nature, and they are also looking for our graduates.